sfida decisiva. È quella che si è svolta sul circuito La Conca a Muro Leccese per il gran finale del mondiale CIC-FIA della categoria KFJ, che ha eletto campione il migliore dei pretendenti al prestigioso titolo. Chi ha vinto? Scopritelo seguendo giro dopo giro la gara che noi di Kart Passion abbiamo deciso di darvi l'opportunità di rivedere comodamente seduti sul vostro divano di casa. Quindi buona visione e che vinca il migliore!
We are ready to go. 4 red lights. This is the World Championship Final for Juniors. It is an all Ricky Flynn Motorsport front row of the grid, but they have immediately been split by Clement Novalak. Sebastian Fernandez has been pushed back to 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th spot. But your leader is Logan Sargent. They go through the infield for the first time. Fernandez has had a dreadful start. Clement Novalak, the Brit, is in 2nd spot. Felipe Drugovic from Brazil is in 3rd. One of the baby race karts going side by side with Ulissi Dupower up the back straight. You can see how bunched up they are. Noah Watt getting involved in that battle down through the chicane for the first time. Clement Novalak behind the American. Logan Sargent a little bit defensive this first lap. Across the line they come. It is still Drugovic and Dupower side by side on the start finish straight. Novalak has a big look at the American. Logan Sargent. Sargent still holding off Novalak. It's actually Caio Collet, the other Brazilian, in the other Cosmic Kart, who's made the great start. Drugovic is in 5th. In the identical liveried machine. There he is behind Ulissi Dupower. Dupower, the Belgian, is in position number 4 over the ripple strip. Already Logan Sargent starting to establish the lead. Watch Caio Collet up the inside. Nicely done. The Brazilian gets past the Brit into 2nd spot. Look at that. He signals to Novalak, let's get on with it, because the leader, Logan Sargent, is already starting to pull away. He's got 0.5 of a second over them. Back to 2nd place. Ulissi Dupower was in 4th, but he's just being taken by Felipe Drugovic. The Brazilians now running in 2nd and 4th spot. It is the American who's leading, and it is ominous. He's got a lead, stretching out to 0.6 of a second. Novalak in the factory Tony Kart, tighter line down through the chicane. Over the ripple strip goes Caio Collet from Sao Paulo in Brazil. His first year in top European racing. He made everyone stand up and take notice when he was in the top 3 in the first round of the European Series in Portimao, Portugal at the start of the year. He's been sensational throughout 2015. He sits in 2nd place in this, the 2015 World Championship. Look at his inside rear jack up nicely. That Cosmic Kart working superbly. Already fastest lap of the race, 46.94 for the American Logan Sargent. He's got a 0.6 of a second lead over these two drivers on screen. Novalak looks behind him. There's no one there, Clement. There's a big gap back to Felipe Drugovic, who comes through now. A brilliant start by Christian Lundgaard. He's had a dreadful run through the heats. He only qualified in position 28. Remember, he switched from the Ward Racing Tony Kart team to the Energy Course team only a few weeks before this race. As Nicola Abruzzi gets side by side with Noah Watt. Semi Taufuk and Sebastian Fernandez getting involved in that battle. Yeah, Christian Lundgaard only qualified 28th. He had a couple of did not finishes in the heat. To say he had a dreadful run is an understatement, but he's saved his best for last. He started out of grid number 10. And he's absolutely flying. In fact, he started further back than that. I've made an error there. He started out of grid number 16. He's now up into position number 5. Christian Lundgaard from just outside Copenhagen in Denmark. Fastest lap of the race last time round. There's your race leader. Logan Sargent, let's check the gap for you. Last time it was 0.7 of a second. It still remains 0.79 of a second. Look at the inside rear of Caio Collet's kart. He almost had it up on 2 wheels like a motorcycle. He is managing to pull away ever so slightly from Clement Novalak. uses every bit of the racetrack and then some in the factory Tony Kart. Rasmus Lind, fastest lap of the race in the Ricardo Kart. Novalak just losing touch ever so slightly to lead with Kyle Colette. Drugovic is still there in fourth, but he's coming under pressure from Christian Lundgaard in the energy kart. There is Lundgaard at the top of your screen in the blue and red kart with the orange helmet. Lundgaard, can he make a move down the inside into turn number one? Lundgaard from grid number 16 is now fourth in the World Championship. Can he get up on the podium? Can he win it? We've still got 15 laps to go. Logan Sargent, fastest lap last time round, 46.35 seconds. Well, people were writing off Christian Lundgaard on Saturday night. He had a dreadful run. Started on grid 16. He's now fourth. He's made up 12 places, but he's just been repassed by Felipe Drugovic. Well, is that as good as it gets for the Dane? He's now starting to dice there. Sebastian Fernandez, remember, he started on the front row of the grid. Getting involved in that battle as well. The sportsmanship flag comes out for Puntata Minang. Lundgaard down the inside. Fernandez tries to follow him through. Lundgaard has retaken position number 4 on the racetrack. He's one step off the podium at the World Championships. This is your top 3. Sargent, Kyle Colette, Clement Novalak. There is Christian Lundgaard on screen. Kart number 101. Then it's Drugovic, Sebastian Fernandez, the Russian Artem Petrov, Semi Taufuk, Davide Lombardo, and Milan Ponomarenko in the LKE-powered Lenzo kart holds down position number 10. Just behind her is Nicola Abrushi, the Indonesian. Puntata Minang is in 12th. Ulissi Dupau, what's happened to him? He started on grid number 4. The Belgian is now back in position number 13 as Novalak shadows Kyle Colette. There goes Lundgaard. Up into 4th spot, driving superbly. He's just managed to put 1 or 2 kart lengths on the brilliant Brazilian Felipe Drugovic. Runs a little bit wide that time. Drugovic works the steering wheel. Sebastian Fernandez from Venezuela. Drugovic is very close to the back of Lundgaard, down through the chicane, down over the chicane. There's Sargent, there's Kyle Colette, there's Clement Novalak. They go through to complete lap number 8. Let's look at the times as they come across the line. The gap last time round was 1.2 seconds from Sargent back to Kyle Colette. It's now up to 1.3 seconds. Logan Sargent continues to lead from Kyle Colette. There is Christian Lundgaard in 4th place. Still cannot shake Felipe Drugovic. Artem Petrov just behind this battle, trying to chase down the Venezuelan Sebastian Fernandez through the ripple strip. No, over the ripple strip. They take every bit of the racetrack and then some. There's Lundgaard. He's having to defend Fernandez up the inside of Drugovic. The 2 drivers from the South American continent. Lundgaard looks over his shoulder, says, go and fight amongst yourselves. I need some breathing space. I need to chase down the leaders. I'm 1 step off the podium, says Christian. I'm the reigning Euro champion, but I'm in position number 4. Christian Lundgaard, is this as good as it gets? He's made a brilliant, brilliant start to be in 4th position aboard that energy course kart. Absolutely flying last time round, 46.5. The only drivers going quicker are Logan Sargent and Kyle Colette. They are running 1 and 2. Presley Martono, we spoke about the Indonesian. Look at that at the bottom of your screen. Up into 17th from grid number 30. Oh, a big incident up on the inside. Drugovic has been pushed wide by Fernandez. Drugovic is out of it. As Kyle Colette now behind Clement Novalak for 2nd and 3rd. That has definitely given Lundgaard some breathing space to go about chasing the leaders. He's going to have to catch them at a rate of around about 0.4 of a second a lap because he's over 3 seconds behind this battle for the final step of the podium. That was a big incident into the final turn of the last lap. Drugovic pushed out wide. He's out of contention for the World Championship. Clement Novalak, 2 wheels up over the ripple strip. That is the only racing line through one of the most spectacular chicanes in the world of kart racing. Logan Sargent, the gap last time round, 1.6 seconds. This time, well, it's down to 1.5 as we take a look at the replay. There's Lundgaard up the inside. Drugovic actually locked it up to try and avoid the Dane. I don't think he was touched. I think he just had all the brakes locked up. Fernandez did likewise. It was absolutely spectacular. The LeConte tyres were smoking into the final corner. Drugovic, he's effectively out of it. Let's try and pick up where he is. He's down in position number 12. One behind David Lombardo and one ahead of the Finn Konsta-Lapalainen. As these two, Clement Novalak and Kyle Collette, set about chasing the leaders. The leader, I should say, Logan Sargent. The gap is down to 1.5 seconds. There's Lundgaard. He's still under immense pressure from the Ricky Flynn Motorsport team. As they come across the line, Fernandez, Artem Petrov has now got himself into sixth. Petrov has now got himself into position number 5, but very, very briefly, because Semi Taufuk, the Moroccan Brit, has gone around the outside of the Russian. That has cost Fernandez. Lundgaard continues to look behind him. He's driving the wheels off that machine. He gets it up onto two wheels like a motorcycle. Absolutely spectacular for the driver from Copenhagen. Over the ripple strip, he launches it like a motocross bike. He's in position number 4. He's the reigning Euro champ. Again, he goes defensive down the inside. Semi Taufuk fighting there with Petrov. You can see him signaling to say the leaders are getting away from us. Let's not dice, let's chase them down, but they're going to be 2 and 3 wide. Milan Ponomarenko flashing by at the bottom of your screen. There is Lundgaard, Semi Taufuk, Sebastian Fernandez, Artem Petrov, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. Energy Kart, Alonso, and the DR Daniela Rossi Kart. Petrov up the inside. They're going to be side by side. The Russian has gone through. Fernandez drops back a spot. Meanwhile, the leaders are skipping away. Look at Lundgaard lock up the brakes going into the chicane ever so slightly just to settle the kart a little bit. This time he doesn't go defensive, and this time he gets past. The RFM driver gets him, but they're going to be side by side down the main straight. Semi Taufuk, the Moroccan Brit, is now up into position number 5. Lundgaard has been passed. He's now definitely off the podium. He's going to need a miracle to win the World Championship here at Le Conca World Circuit. The gap between Logan Sargent and second place Clement Novalak is now stretching. It is 1.6 seconds. We have 5.5 laps remaining of this, the 2015 Junior World Championship. Surely we are going to see an American win it for the first time since Lake Speed at Le Mans back in 1978. Logan Sargent absolutely fired up and determined here at Le Conca this weekend. This is the battle for 4th and 5th. Let's check the gap. It is now 1.7 seconds from Sargent to Novalak. Then we go back to Kyle Collette. He's dropped off the Brit just a little bit. You can see it's about 2 kart lengths. But such is the closeness of the racing. Is closed right up to him within the space of 2 corners. Novalak gets good drive out of the back chicane. Head of the Brazilian in the Cosmic Kart. Novalak a little bit defensive. This has been a super impressive performance by Kyle Collette. He's the least experienced among this leading trio. He's in the slipstream, 126 kilometres an hour down through turn number 1. Down through turn number 2, he's very, very close to the back. Will he get it up onto 2 wheels? Yes, indeed he does. You can see the inside rear lifting. Novalak continuing to be shadowed by the Brazilian. Logan Sargent with 1.7 seconds up the road. Noah Watt, he was one of the big great hopes for this World Championship. He's just set the fastest lap of the race, but he's way down, position number 16, one ahead of the Spaniard Marta Garcia. This is surely going to be the podium, barring a catastrophe, which may well happen. Collette looks over his shoulder rather than trying to make a move on the Brit. Clement Novalak for the factory Tony Kart racing team in second spot. There is Logan Sargent. Surely he's on his way to victory here this afternoon. He's going to write his name in the history books, it would seem. He's got 3 laps to do it. The gap is now at to 1.9 seconds. The Ricky Flynn Motorsport team, after winning the title 12 months ago in France with the Pakistani Kenyan Brit Anam Ahmed, it seems are going to make it 2 in a row. These two are trying desperately to ensure that does not happen, but they're going to have to reel in nearly 2 seconds in 2 laps, and we can't see that happening. Novalak with a bit of a gap now to the Brazilian. Quite a bit of a gap, in fact. 1.8 seconds from this boy, Logan Sargent, to Novalak. Caio Collet from Sao Paulo in Brazil. We mentioned that Gaston Fragas, the 1995 world champion, is here this weekend overseeing his young protege. And he's driving absolutely superbly. It is an all OTK 1, 2 and 3. That's even more ominous. In fact, they're 4th as well. Christian Lundgaard, the first non-OTK kart, giving a real fight to the team from Prevale Brescia in Italy. He's aboard the Energy course. The team from Bergamo outside Milan. The reigning European champion. Well, how far up the road would Christian Lundgaard have got with a little bit more testing, a little bit more preparation? He's only been in that Energy kart for a matter of weeks, and he's running 5th in the World Championship. However, this is the final lap of the race. The checkered flag is being ready. For the first time since 1978, it appears we are going to have an American win the World Championship. The last time that happens was Le Mans back in 1978 when the NASCAR driver Lake Speed did it. Down through the chicane for the final time. Logan Sargent looks over his shoulder. He cannot be beaten from here. He locks up the wheels. The checkered flag beats ready. The world champion is Logan Sargent. He has won the world championship for 2015. Across the line in 2nd spot goes Clement Lovalak. Caio Collet from Brazil was 3rd. He will take the final step of the podium. The checkered flag waves for the boy from Florida. He has won here at La Conca World Circuit. He has beaten 100 of the best junior kart racing drivers in the world to take the 2015 World Championship. He's absolutely ecstatic. Wow, how good is this for the young American? You know, at the start of the year, he looped it while he was leading in one of the WSK races. He was absolutely filthy on himself. He's come back bigger and stronger. And he has won the 2015 World Karting Championship once again for the Ricky Flynn Motorsport team. Very emotional scenes down in the pits. For the first time in 3.5 decades, the American national anthem will sound out on the podium at the World Karting Championship. There is the results. Sargent has won for the United States of America from Clement Novalak, and then Caio Collet, all the way from Sao Paulo in Brazil, makes it 3 different continents in the top 3. Semi Talfork Worship finished in 4th from Fernandez Petrov. Well, after a great effort, Christian Lundgaard faded just a little bit in the end to finish 7th. Milan Ponomarenko from Russia has finished 8th in the world. Felipe Drugovich has finished 9th, and Nicola Abruzzi has finished in the top 10. Good drive there from Presley Martono to come from grid number 13 to 30 to finish 13th. But it's all about the boy from the United States. Logan Sargent has won the World Championship for KF Junior. The final time this category will contest the world title here at La Conca. The world title for 2015. The stars and stripes will be raised on the podium. Very emotional scenes down here in the pits at La Conca World Circuit. We're going to present to you the podium for the 2015 KF Junior World Championships. In 3rd place, from Sao Paulo, Brazil, Caio Collet. 2nd place, from Great Britain, driving for the Tony Kart team, it is Clement Novalak. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time since 1978, an American has won the World Karting Championship. He has done it for Ricky Flynn Motorsport. Welcome to the top step of the podium, the 2015 KFJ World Kart Racing Champion, Logan Sargent! Ladies and gentlemen, the 2015 Junior Karting World Championship podium.